Wonderful. Oh, such jacket envy from the last sesh. But on to the bread and butter. So, hi, I'm Nat.
And I'm Zach.
And this is what we learned from talking to the kindest people on Earth. So, what we quickly discovered was if there's one thing every agency loves, it's some sort of no dickheads policy. So whether it's about compassion or support, we're not exempt. Spark has one of our own, Good Humans. But life can get in the way of our best intentions to do kind acts. Growing commercial pressures are absolutely not going anywhere. We're also spending less time together face to face. And in the face of these massive global issues, we felt a little bit helpless to promote more kind acts. So what did we do? We gathered the absolute kindest folk we could find from across Australia and a couple from the globe. And we asked them, how do we channel an industry that's full of kind people into a kinder industry? And so we found these folks in a variety of places. Some of them may actually be familiar faces. You might work with them through Unlimited. We found them in some super likely places like cancer clinics and not-for-profits. And we even did a bit of a reach across the aisle to some other agencies and industry bodies. And this is what we learned.
Okay, let's kick things off. The very first step is to start with yourself. All of our kindness experts talked about the importance of self-awareness and self-acceptance. Only once you start being kind to yourself can it then naturally flow onto others. So, how do you foster a kinder space for yourself? Well, the ever-inspiring Kath Koschel suggests Googling a list of personal values and circling a few that best resonate with you. Keep them in a visible space and write them down. So, an example is that one of my personal values is compassion. So I need to remind myself that mistakes, even in presentations like this, are an important part of my learning journey. Look, I get it, personal values might seem overwhelming. So this brings us to the very next part, which is small acts of kindness. So this second tip is all about small acts of kindness. Doesn't it feel great when someone remembers your name or buys you a coffee or simply gives you a smile as you walk on by? Margot from Kids Express talked about passing that feeling forward onto others each and every day by choosing a small act that you can make habitual. So perhaps after we finish talking up here, you turn to the person next to you and you give them a compliment, even if you don't like them. And then tomorrow, you do it again. The most important thing, though, is to start small and keep at it.
So luckily, we start with an awesome foundation because advertising and marketing is already filled with curious people. We love knowing how people tick, what they think, and obviously why they buy. So our next step was to use that curiosity towards your colleagues more. Lily from the Cancer Council talked to us a lot about how curiosity is the biggest step in dismantling our personal biases. So you could become more curious by asking everyone you meet 20 questions, but don't be that guy. Something that Hannah Starrick, the ever insightful, told us was really helpful was how could you make more space for people to express their own voices and to uplift them more clearly? Could you, for instance, ask for pre-meeting input? Could you rotate speaking roles? Something that I've been having a solid crack at doing is when someone gets interrupted, or even when I'm the interrupter, redirecting back to them to allow them the opportunity to finish their thought. Something we heard time and time again from every single one of our kindness experts was people are intrinsically kind, but the concept of becoming a kind person is a little bit of an impenetrable wall and people don't necessarily know where to start. So one of the most important things we can do as media folk is to make the kind acts that are available in the industry super obvious and super visible. So we always do a big splashy intro when an initiative kicks off, but then what? So, something that Louis suggested to us was, we all work with a heck of a lot of really good causes, but could we introduce the founders of those causes to the publishers and media owners who've donated charity media to their campaigns? Could we intro them to agency staff at all levels? The idea is to make opportunities for volunteering and giving back as visible and obvious as possible to help people take the next step.
Okay, that's it. All of these tips are designed to bring a little bit more kindness into your life. But if you want more inspiration, why not start a conversation at work about kindness with others? All of our kindness experts have a variety of tools and resources available to help. So if you scan the QR code, you'll actually be able to access these online. And remember, kindness inspires kindness. So if we all make a small change, we'll be one step closer to creating a kinder world. Thank you.